How can we move on from that escapade? Is it just me, or does that sound a lot like Breathe by The Prodigy? You know, just that little bit. Outrageous. Anyway, he won't be floundering his Orphic cubism around anymore. Old Hugo Frank Kepka, or whatever his name is. Oh yeah, we're building an airship. It's called the Enterprise. Somebody get Paramount on the phone, etc., etc., etc. Do your own work. Anyway, let's go.
He cracked the crystal too.
Oh, it's Mid. Everyone loves Mid. Might kill Atlas as well. Found him. Tried to fight him. Think we need Jill. Is that gardener outside? Not my gardener, by the way. Just someone in the neighborhood. I don't have a gardener.
Mid hasn't been.
I'm like Mid, me. I'm a scrappy engineer on a pirate ship.
Editors started reading books that don't have any.
Just annoying and arrogant to everybody. But everybody loves me anyways.
What if I don't come up with something soon?
Mid.
Oh yeah, and her assistant is Hugh Grant.
For the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Female Hugh Grant.
Excellent.
Female.
Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. Right, the shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze.
She is
Which
like
is
a
why you
female
need
Hugh
proper
Grant.
shielding.
When you talk to her, she goes like, well,
prism for
clearly,
the
Clive,
dragon's
clearly
breath
this
that's
is the
blazing
area
away
where
inside.
the hull is,
I
but
thought
I
a
couldn't
triple thick
possibly...
layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is.
Got a lot of
Add
respect
any
for
more
Hugh
weight,
Grant,
the whole ship
actually.
would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started.
What happened to that
I
court
need something
case against the
light.
fucking
But I've
Sun?
racked my brains and I just can't think what
Well,
I'd do
I
it.
think Harry chickened out, didn't he?
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Harpocrates.
I don't think Hugh did.
Terms?
I think he's still
Yeah,
there.
Well,
And
I
has
thought
been
of
an
that,
atom for
obviously.
years.
I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him? See what he makes of it?
Anyway, she's
Right
very
away.
rude to her assistant. That's not a good character trait.
I've been going round in circles trying to find something sturdy enough to withstand the fire of the engines, but light enough not to sink the ship.
That's horny balcony woman.
When it comes to boyish charm, Goops has an indomitable rival in Gal. One is the sweet little babe in arms to be cooed over. The other, the naughty little boy who'd pull on my pigtails.
Make of that what you will.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
It's good to have you back. I was worried.
That's who we need to take down this Atlas fella.
Oh, I'm never drinking.
There's a joke in there somewhere, which I'm not going to make. Terrible book.
Harpocrates, do you have a moment?
For you, Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's for Mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a mithril engine. Whatever will that girl think of next? And what are these notes around the edges?
Being nice
She
to
has
her
some
assistant.
specific requirements for the materials. The
Perhaps.
shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelisk complains that without a constant supply of pitch.
Are we gonna go and pick up these bits? He's going. He's got
Early
quite the
Gregorian
potty
histories
mouth of
speak of a
Clive.
preparation known
Because
as
he's
the
a
Removal.
rebel, you see.
It is said to
He
be able
don't
to
care.
resist even the most
Clive don't
ferocious
care, mate.
flames. Before the
a
dragoons
cool
tamed the
dude.
worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls
Don't-
with it in order
don't
to guard
take him
against
home.
dragon fire.
To your
So
mother.
if we could recreate it.
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection it requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and
Fucking
Obelisk might be
bad
of
boy
assistance.
Clive is.
I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may
litters.
yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you,
Can
Hippocrates.
sort things into different
Since you're
bins.
asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
He's got a YouTube channel that complains about things.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well,
Well,
if
apart
Jill's
from when
game-
you're ill, Jill.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive.
Cheers, amateur historian. I'm an amateur historian, don't you know? Seriously. Anyway. Final Fantasy, innit?
Shielding that guards against even the most ferocious flames. We could have done with some of that on Drustinus.
Where's your glove,
I
Jill?
doubt I would have survived that place with or without it.
Listen,
A
I
trip
know.
to Northreach,
She's
though.
not wearing
I
a
think
glove,
either
so
of
she
us
can
could
use
handle.
her ice powers. Where's your glove, Jill? And what was she saying then?
Shielding that guards against even the most ferocious flames. We could have done with some of that on Drustinus.
I doubt I would have survived that place with or without it. A trip to Northreach, though, I think either of us could handle.
So they're both coming anyway. Right, we're not doing what we always do. We're not getting stuck.
So, Clive, have you made your decision? Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
How magic is Tara got Kuranga? Gradja, or whatever. I'll have Jill anyway.
Very well.
She's
So
a
then,
bloody
what do we need to find?
goddess of
I have taken the
ice.
liberty of preparing a list. Here.
Can't top that.
White chocobo eggs. Pepio nuts. Are you sure this list is right? Everything on here seems very edible. I would have thought the ingredients would be a little more exotic.
I might get
Though
to meet
these
Alan
items
Partridge
may
if we
seem
go with Jill.
mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited, effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Is that so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway. I'll set out now. Join me there when you're ready.
I will. Until then.
You two enjoy yourselves.
You too, Talia.
Let's go, whilst I'm doing that, let's go somewhere that's not there, even though it's good music. Well, we should be able to get to speak to, can't remember what she's called, Mid's assistant again, because she was Hugh Grant. Look at that, Muggle. It's interesting, isn't it? Fascinating me. Anyway, as the, well, whatever. I'm going on about that. All these ridiculous things. Where are we going? Where'd that historian send us? Make for the Northreach markets. Alright then. Got out else? We got thingy and thingy. Oh yes. No, we haven't. Why is she not with us?
I went up to give some greens to the chocobo.
Aimlessly wandering.
Editors started reading.
Maybe it hasn't been.
I have to restart all this.
Back, are ya? So, what'll it be? And? Clive? What do you want? Anything else?
Zonstock and Bass.
And what can I do for you?
You got any King's Mill?
Come again. Or don't.
Now take it out.
Either way.
Get out of the way with your fucking cabbages, mate. Oh, Jill. She's probably at the Northland markets, isn't she? Don't wait for me then, Jill.
No. Where's Jill?
There's talk that the Glassgate flood has finally spread. How the hell is anyone supposed to avoid that?
All anyone ever wants.
Fresh cuts! Up! You'll not find a bruise nipping in the bushel.
How goes the hunt for ingredients?
I've only just started. I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these stalls, though. Why don't we split up and see? We'll take a couple of ingredients each.
All right. What am I looking for?
How about you look for the pepio nuts and some garlic? I'll find the other things we need. We can meet by the gate when we're finished.
We basically just need Jill in the party so we can try and kill Atlas, because I've tried him once.
And what can I do for you?
Yeah. Been doing some offline, no, not a lot, but I tried him once, and I only just didn't kill him.
And a fine, fine day to you.
Anyway, I'm getting distracted now with silliness.
And a fine, fine day to you.
Nice and chilled.
Buy, sell, or be gone. Go on.
Nice.
Take it.
You won't sell many nuts with that attitude.
Any friend of the innkeeper is a friend of mine. Ah, yes.
That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
Did you find everything?
I did. Here.
I'm helping. Press those buttons, I did.
Garlic and pepio nuts. Perfect. Now all that remains is for Harpocrates to somehow turn all this into what Mid needs to keep her engine cool.
She'll do it.
But before we head back, Would you walk with me a while?
Oh, plot. Let's get married, Clive. Torgal doesn't approve, it would seem, though, from his reaction.
Thank you
in
for
the
asking me to help you today.
Not the volcano, the other
Makes
bit.
a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember? Walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smells.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Was there anything you wanted to buy for yourself while we're here?
There was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies.
Ooh, a blue
like
check
to
mark
share one
following
with
me.
me.
Whatever that means.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some bread.
Anyway, we're concentrating on,
Big white
don't
cobs
take
like the
anything I
baker back
say
in Rosalith used to
seriously.
make.
I'm having a bit of a go at
What do you
fucking
think?
mid and all that. I'm
I
not
thought we
some
might get some
alt-right
soup to dip it
knobhead.
in. But then I tried to slice the butcher's
but
dry cured
she's a bit
ham and it
much,
was
she's
just-
old mid, isn't she?
You're right.
I mean, her dad has just died.
It's just...
Rich kid.
You're right.
Rich kid. Run of the
I really
place.
do feel like a child
That's
again
what I
being
don't
here
like.
with you.
Don't jump to conclusions.
Clive. Is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
Context, Jill.
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
I hope so.
Ridiculous. Have to excuse me. Oh, you'll have to forgive me. I was getting way too emotional.
Thank you, Clive.
So, Oh, that's the end of it.
Well, I suppose we better be getting back. I need to give these ingredients to
We just had a little
Hippocrates and
chat.
Talia.
Read
I'll see
that
you at the
as
hideaway.
fucking.
Take care.
I will. You too.
As I keep saying though, she's alright, Jill. Well, it is what it is. It's alright, this game. It's not shit or whatever. Some people think it's shit. I've enjoyed it so far. Oh yeah, but apparently it gets really, like the story just drops off a cliff. But a lot of Final Fantasy stories just drop off a cliff. A little lunatic Pandora. What the fuck's this about? Oh, we couldn't be bothered finishing the third continent. So we just, it's empty.
Time to fight.
Oh, I've got all sorts of fancy things going on now as well. Oh, by the way, Roddenite, my old chum, my old pal. I've changed my name, mate. It's spelt correctly now, with a capital F for foreign. I have a standardized... What am I doing now anyway? A bit of a shambles still. What do you know about Hugh Grant and his suing of the? I'm not sure if I think it's the Sun, and his suing of the Sun, and it was a lawsuit that was allowed to continue basically because you have to be very. That's why they win all these lawsuits because you have to, legal fees through the roof, and of course, only the loser pays, but that's you if you run out of money. And that's how they've managed to get away with all the hacking of dead children and harassment, you know, all the horrible things. Basically, and completely destroying the sense of any sense of community in a fucking country. Yes, hello Americans, you might know what I'm talking about. But anyway, fucking, not that it's gonna change everything, like, you know, Death Star's gonna blow up and great shot, kid, that was 1 in a million. But there was a little bit of hope for this lawsuit. No, he dropped. I think he fucked off. He's fucked off because he was supposed to appear in court, Harry, and then he didn't. That's the only news I was ever concerned about the fucking royals. I'm like, is he gonna carry on with this? Because as I said, well, I mentioned Hugh Grant earlier, right? Because the Mid's assistant, who she's very rude to. I don't care that she's like a genius engineer and she's like 20, which is, you know, but she's rude to the assistant, and she's like privileged. Her daddy's girl. Her dad runs the on. You know, she's inherited all that shit. Anyway, no, but she's a great character. Clive, that's where I am. Tell you what she's like. Even though I think she received, here's a throwback thing, not too throwbacky, but a bit of an internet throwback thing. She's like Rebecca Black, she is. Mid, releasing Friday. Anyway. The Dim. Right, what are we doing now? Shall continue. We're building an airship. Guess what it's called? Guess what the airship's called? Rodder Knight. He won't win. Airship 1. Have you read the title of the video?
I wonder how Hippocrates is getting on with the moon dew.
Am I too subtle with my 90s, 2000s references? Airship 1. Honestly. I'm never drinking again. Look at this guy, he's an amateur historian.
How's work on the shielding progressing, Hippocrates?
There's no
well,
Natasha Yar, though.
And thanks in no small part.
What a fool that actress was. I'm not being on this show in this first series of it. It's shit.
How we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have
it's not like I'll be able to have an entire career and loads of money just of being on it for a bit.
I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
That was basically a romance choice there between Jill or the
Apparently,
doctor.
it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Good for me.
Right
What's
then.
good for me?
Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course.
I'm out of bananas, by the way. What do you think about that?
Oh, and Clive, thank you. It was nice.
He's not responding.
Being with you.
Are you making a turkey burger?
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moon dew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Now.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hippocrates.
Right, it should do this every time. I know I've never shut up about it, right? But I notice it every time. I notice it every time. Well, not to notice it. It's just silence, but it should do this every time.
Is yours.
Let's view the 1,000 tombs.
If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it. Is there something I might assist you with, Clive?
Yeah. Have I got nothing to tell him of my
If you have a
adventures?
question for me, I should be happy to answer it.
Clearly not.
You are always welcome, Clive.
Right, anyway, we best get on with a main quest. Report back to Mid. Right, here she is. Right, what do you think of this character? You know, I'm telling you, she's annoying as fuck. And again, she's like, give another greater Manchester accent. Or Yorkshire. I mean, all these people with these greater Manchester accents, I can't stand them.
Mid hasn't been her usual.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Coffee. I've got a coffee as well. Yeah. Right. We'll listen to this bit at least. I want your opinion on this.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly
Been
resistant
too
to
much
heat.
like. Well, that was the
Coating
joke.
that
Yeah.
should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the
Fool.
construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant. I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then. Better start working out how to bolt all these bits together.
Right. She was all
to
right
the Black
then.
Hammer.
Yeah. She still believes in life. She's got positivity. Which is we all should be, I suppose.
When I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
She's
On my
called
way.
Mid as well. Is that because
Oh,
she's
and
a
bring me the biggest salmon you
midshipman?
can find. This is going to require some precision walloping.
Jovial banter. Jovial banter. This is an important part in any Final Fantasy. We're building a ship, Rhodonite! Sometime later. It's good stuff. You missed the ridiculous fight against the volcano. Have you ever seen Joe versus the volcano? I watched it many years after its release, and I enjoy the beginning. It's like Brazil.
It's
the beginning
finished.
of that.
It's finally finished.
You know, with the administrative,
I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
the foils
Thank
of a
you,
technocracy,
Clive,
shall we say?
Blackthorn, everyone.
Bureaucracy.
That's one down.
You have
just
seen it,
3
yeah.
more to go.
I'm sorry.
Tom Hanks,
Oh,
obviously.
didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril
Yeah.
engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You
We
don't
should watch
mean-
that, actually. Before Sleepless in
Don't
Seattle.
worry. Now they've got to finish
How
one to
much
work
money
off.
did
My
that
gang in
film
Canva
make?
can build the rest.
Like things like Sleepless in Seattle and like Robin Hood, Prince of
Good luck to
Thieves,
them,
that
I
were like
say.
#1
Right, I'm off
at
to
the
get
box
slim for this
office
elbow.
for like,
Any other work comes
you know,
in, keep it to
3 years.
yourselves, eh?
I don't think I've ever seen Sleepless in Seattle. I know what it's about. Oh, it's because the internet was a thing, the new thing. What do you mean? Okay, you mean it's? I prefer Joe, but yeah, well, it's a much better film. Yeah. Not my bag. Sleepless in Seattle. It wouldn't have been. Certainly not then.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming.
All right, she's got an arc. She's not a dickhead constantly.
Thinking
I mean, I
about the
knew that'd be the-
Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my
In a
dad planned.
continuing mission,
So if
perhaps.
the worst came to the worst,
Seeking
and
out
every scrap of
strange
soil
new
in the
worlds
twins
and
turned black,
civilizations.
we might still have a chance.
Boldly going where no one has gone
That's
before.
what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it.
It's
But now she's
real!
so close to being
I
finished,
created it!
I've realised I don't want it to be that. I
The
don't
people
want it to be just
on
a
that
lifeboat
space
for us to cling
station.
to if things get desperate. I want people to
Don't
sail
you
aboard it by
understand?
choice, not from the lack of it.
I
In
actually
a
watched
world
that
where we're not
episode
just trying to
yesterday.
survive, but where we can actually live.
Oh, England
I'm
lost.
working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Tom's son. He's a prick, isn't he?
Don't you always?
Tom Hanks' son.
All right.
I mean, I'm
The
not
mind's
up
made
on
up.
all
As
Tom
soon as the
Hanks
Enterprise
law.
is fit to sail, I'm putting her
but,
under your command.
he's been in the news
Sod
recently.
our plans. I'm trusting in
Doing
yours.
something.
Are you sure about this?
I don't know. They're all
Something tells
fucking
me it's what
weirdos.
my dad would've
You
wanted.
reach a certain level of wealth.
Proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
She's sleeveless. Sleeveless mid.
And you can come too.
And
now
she's
the
wearing.
little
She was
project is
wearing
finished.
a coat.
Right.
But someone took it all off.
There's just
apart from the
one thing I
collar.
need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Oh, he's the well. What did the movie son do? Elijah Wood, probably Elijah Wood. He's in everything back then. North, do you remember North? I saw that at the fucking cinema. He's got my crack, but it's my crack. And didn't what's she called play an Inuit person in that? No, it's Kathy Bates, is it? Kathy Bates? I don't know. Steve Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is an Easter bunny wandering around. Was he magic in that, Bruce Willis? Was he magic?
They told me she was building a ship.
He's a fucking freak, Bruce Willis. And I don't mean just because he's been ill recently. I think.
All right, Clive.
I can't see the
We'd
text.
finished sending half the
His
hideaway
dad
troops in
should
across the
date
Tweeds,
and sent a
actually.
message
I
to a
swear,
radio
that girl
show,
did
so it wasn't the
anything
internet.
but
Yeah.
visiting her old dad's grave. No excuses now, though.
Meddling kids.
Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of. I'm sure she'll be finished soon enough.
She said that in those words.
Dude, this will be interesting in a minute.
Did, yes.
You missed the one where I started it at the correct part, where it's like an actual chapter in the story. Ross Mallinger, what's he doing now? Give him a Google. Mate, right, here we go. We want these plus ones. We'll actually have some Final Fantasy. Well, this is very Final Fantasy-like gameplay, actually, walking around talking to people. But some of the 16 in a bit. He's walking around. You know what he's doing? He's walking around,
Wish I could
looking at people with his face. That's what he's doing, Clive. Maybe he runs a restaurant in Chicago. He's thinking about it. You can tell from his face.
I went up to give some greens to the chocobo.
Right, where the...
Only when it bloody bit me.
Oh yeah, you know that kingdom? I called it right, by the way. I think they're called Waloed or something like that. The kingdom that the bird lady was part of the spy service of, and then we didn't hear from them ever again for a bit. They're like Odin's kingdom. They're slowly becoming kind of the main bad guys. But your mum's with the other lot. Your mum's with the Pope people, the kind of the Orthodox. Right, where the fuck is this? It's mid. It's bloody mid again. In a slightly off kilter place where she lives. Where do we get? Not that way. This way. And then down the stairs. You do it out, Clark. Oh no, this is it, right? This is Hugh Grant. No, it's not.
I'm
buggered. Here, Sid. Reckon you might be just the man to help me out of a bit of bother.
I'll tell you who's a good actor. David Thewlis. Have you ever seen Naked? That's a great film.
This alembic the Chief's got me making. Lovely bit of kit, it is. Bunging a solution, you want split it.
He's not been in anything since 2006. What's he been in? Good old Ross Mellinger.
Always get rid of all the impurities.
What was his last credit?
Some of the stuff we need it for, that ain't good enough. Which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking off.
Sleepless in Seattle reunion.
I was hoping.
Let's all laugh at someone who had a successful acting career. Alembic. Yes, I'll help him get an alembic.
Distilling medicine.
Is he going to be asking me for Nernroot next?
Why not?
Proper job.
So what exactly do you need for this filter?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do, says the chief. Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the university stores. Couldn't believe my eyes.
Nothing wrong with that.
You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it comes out clear as a mountain stream. So, I did a bit of reading about where I might be able to get hold of some. And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king. They leave them behind when they die, see?
I take it that's where I come in.
I'm kind of half remembering when I was around. I've been watching 99.
I saw a billet
on
that
was on something.
Just the other day.
iPlayer, I think. That's quite dark and funny. I started watching it because I saw it had. Is it Kevin Elton?
You, on the other
he had his own show for a bit. Stuart Lee's mate. And I was like, Eddington, I think. Kevin, something like that.
And a good hunting, eh?
You've seen him. He's in basically every half-decent British comedy. He plays like he's like a guest character. I mean, it's ridiculous that I don't even know his name. But he had a show for a bit. It was one series. It was alright. Like a sketch show. But, you know, they're not really very popular, are they? I've not been listening to any of this, I've just been following the... Right. Nectar the Bold! What is he? Is he an S? There he is. Oh, he's a B. We'll get the Bomb King first. I was going to go after him. I was waiting for Jill to join the team. The Croc! That's where we're going. Right, okay, good. Bit of action. Oh, we can't go anywhere yet. Oh. And we were heading to the reading table as well.
Told me
that'll be where Jill joins. Is that Jill? Yeah. No, it's Evil Man. No, it's not. It's the boatman. I'll get to the reading table first.
He cracked the crystal too.
Check, see if we got any emails from Meg Ryan. It's literally side quest time.
Trouble with the ledgers.
I appreciate this.
Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help?
You got else?
What could be wrong with Torgor? He seemed well enough when I last saw him.
Cheers! We will do all these little quests.
Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just
Sell
in case.
cars in California. Who is he? Danny Russo? I've got all these bloody quests. I mean, you know, it's good that they have side quests. You'd complain if they didn't.
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
Not really, no.
This
Oh,
won't
it's the
take
end of that
long.
then.
I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you, that you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else weighing on your mind? Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, you got a keen eye.
This makes me think we're approaching the end of the game in the quest bits. Though,
Karen showed me something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me, the edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you.
Go, blimey.
No, not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword.
Just give her a shout. She's only round the corner. Well, that's not how RPGs work, is it?
I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgal?
So you can read. Congratulations. But I didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at 'em. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
He's Fenrir.
Maybe this all has something to do with
Lucky he
whatever it
doesn't
is
swallow
that's
the
woken
moon or
inside him.
something.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean? Perhaps.
You're looking well, Karen.
What do you want? Out with it.
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged and extremely sharp.
We're gonna do
Running
some
around after him again,
fights
are
in a
you?
bit.
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him to distraction.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections. Which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. If you stop mooning at me like that. Lord Ignac's the man you want.
I don't think they know what
Dalmatian
mooning
bloke,
means.
Collects weapons and the like. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil, where I left him.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh, and he's a touch eccentric, if you take my meaning.
I appreciate the warning. Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgal. Something's not right with him.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite, which is certainly a new development. She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with
If
what
you're
happened
still
at
there,
Rosalith
Rolling
Castle.
I've you get Stellaris for free, right?
I rather think
I was
she
playing
might
that
be right, though
yesterday.
not about his appetite. All canids are
good.
instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within. And I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different.
Civ in space.
Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we
But it's
assume
not meant for a
that his
controller.
newfound magics require additional
It was quite the
nourishment to
challenge.
sustain,
You don't know what that...
it may
Civ in
well be
space!
that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing
You know what,
are no
civilization,
longer
you know
sufficient.
that.
Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
Yeah, when we've got all these things, then we'll go off and do them all.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures
I
rarely
believe
leave the
that's what you're
safety of the
supposed to do.
highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Even so, it seems like a good place to start.
Good hunting, Clive.
Right, good. I think that's everything in the... No, it's not. In the hideaway. Spend too long in the hideaway. Oh, look, there's the app. There's him.
Is that the thing Tomes held?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Clive, did you get my letter?
It's Mackenzie
That's why I'm
Crook.
here.
He's excellent. The Detectorists. It's on YouTube. You've got no excuse. Gotta watch The Detectorists.
Is this better?
A little. Listen, I've some bad news. It turns out the hideaway may be
Never mind
slightly
Sleepless
behind
in
its
Seattle.
payment to certain lenders, and it's maybe my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a
Square Enix.
circle.
Oh, wasting your time with them, mate.
Zero,
Honestly.
you might say. I can straighten it out, I swear, but it's going to take some time, and I'm going to need help keeping it from Otto.
Bit late for that, I'd say.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I hope he'll dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Those ledgers were my responsibility, and it was my decision to entrust them to you. This is my fault.
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're going to make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are. A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies.
Ah, yes, indeed.
I just hope our
That's it.
associates' eyes are
Gathering side
discerning
quests.
than yours.
I'm sure there will be.
Bet365.com.
making the
This
rounds, really.
motherfucker.
You know how it is with this place.
He's a
Always to
slag.
wipe, Arses to wipe and all that.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because
It's Mackenzie
you'd
Crook,
rather Lady Karen
the detective.
killed me.
Trysts. You should
Because
watch
I'd
that.
rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well, I suppose this is goodbye then.
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand.
That's right, Clive.
Do you think so?
No, I don't.
If you now whilst you're here, I'll show you Karen.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Acid. This is Karen,
Is that the thing Tony
creator of Gogglebox and the royal family. She's younger than people think she is because her character wears makeup, you see.
Well, don't just stand there gawping. Coin purse weighing you down.
I'll sell her some stuff. You got our else? Where are we?
I reckon I can find a buyer.
I reckon you
It's
can
not our
find a
house.
buyer.
Is that all?
A wondrous fantasy land, ladies and gentlemen. Right, anyway, let's go and actually do something. You have to do all the all this in at the Pirate Cove. Where are we? It's not the right button. That button. We've got to find this King Bomb. But I'm going to talk to this fella, because I want Jill on my side.
Obelith, have you seen Mid?
Yep. In a boat, going that way.
Then I'm too late.
You in a hurry and all, are you? I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Just paid for a dinghy and rowed off. Oars going like the clappers. Got some life in her, ain't she? But anyway, I was on my way up to see you, as it happens. Got a letter for you. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to you in person, post-bleeding haste. And you're here now.
It's,
Thank you, Obelith.
what's his face as well?
Don't mention it.
There's no Natasha Yar, by the way, in this.
What tidings, Uncle?
If you're here for her. My dear boy, it's Uncle Byron. Miss Tellerman. No, I can't remember who she is. Gav. Well, there we go.
Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
We're really inserting Mid into the story here.
So what?
Only got
Mid
position
got us
because
to
of my
do all the
father.
dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset.
It, seems that way.
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Got to admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Everyone pitching in, all that bollocks. Just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway.
He's having a bit of time off presenting.
Canva pretty sharpish.
Britain's got
do to keep Lord
fascism.
Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me personally.
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards. All right.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but
it's what we've been waiting for, Gav.
I hope she's telling the truth at least.
Well, we've got Jill now. Clive and Jill back together, but it's forcing us to not to go somewhere else. Visit the old hideaway. Fair enough. We have no choice. The continent's called Storm, by the way. That's what they went with.
Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. That if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say
Cheerful
this,
for
old friend.
Clive.
Hugo Cooker is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance.
Lessons to live by, Clive.
But as free men.
May we join you?
It's Jill. She still hasn't found her glove. Oh, it's Karen.
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies.
I see two flowers just like the two daggers.
It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
Well, it was better than Natasha Yars' funeral, wasn't it? Do you remember that?
March is on.
Just a little hologram talking to everybody.
And soon, there will be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot. There's a caravan that runs back and forth
He's
between
a card,
the
isn't he?
Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen.
Right, some action though anyway.
Glad
Been
to
a lot
have you
of
with us, Goots.
side quests,
Okay
talking
then.
and
Now get
fetching
me
things for
and I'll
people.
meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Which is the nature of the beast.
Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav.
Already on my way, Captain.
Jill's ready to come with us. She's
careful.
got all her laces and belts
Aye,
tied up.
always.
Richard Armitage. She's the voice actress from
Did you see that, Sid?
Steve Coogan's show.
Protégé's
If
making
she's
a
still there,
proper
Acid.
little outlaw of himself.
We just said about 1 million times on these things. What, in real life? The air quality. Oh, right, yeah. Right, it's still not letting us choose where we're going. Oakland, where's that? We should have done the other things first. Ah, there's Oakland. Can't read screens anymore. We've got Jill with us now anyway, so we can take on that. Well, you've not seen it on here. You.
How are you feeling?
Better. Thanks to Talia.
I'm glad to hear it.
And Torgal helped too. Didn't you, boy?
Alright, good. After all that, literally been waiting to get her back in the party. Yes. To do this. Yeah, we're going back to the hideaway. You know, what do you think? Something interesting was going to happen. Honestly, no. We're just checking the notice board.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Ned told me she was building a ship.
We'll kill that one and that one. The croc. What a croc! Speaking of things like Sleepless in Seattle, like we were earlier. What is that from? What a crack! What shit film is that from a similar time period? We're out of time. The answer was 3 men and a little lady. Right, what did it say then? The croc. Well, I don't know where the fuck it said that from. Gotta get on with this now, anyway. Yeah. Rosaria, of course. Did it say Rosaria? No. Vivian in a waistcoat.
Here for another of my lectures. Allow me to educate you.
No. Sandbrook something or other. It doesn't let you... Right, it doesn't let you see the local map. Now, I don't know which continent What's-Its-Face is on. Right, I know Martha's Rest is... There's something there that I have to do. 3 things, so we'll go here. Let's talk to this. It's another just talking to people bit, but I'll just talk to this. Gotta get these out of the way.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
I'm helping. I pressed that. I ticked that box.
A star, Ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again.
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
I do like the background music.
Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do.
Okay. That's that then. World building, you see. Right, that's something, that's a hunt. Right. Yeah, we'll go and slay that, we'll do that. Because that's actually fighting and doing something. Instead of all these little conversations, which are nice, of course. The bloody RPG, after all.
Right.
Is that the right way? It is. The green sheaves, not to be confused with. Bit of overkill. He's about it, is Clive. He's about it. They don't hit you. You got if you wait for them to hit you, you can counter with this Titan thing. But these guys, they don't hit you. They prick. No, I save that for the time I need it. Just ran away. Can't have that. Death Blossom. Right, anyway.
We're not alone.
Someone's brave.
Actually, it might be an idea. Just to go a level up for fighting this antelope. Don't mind me. Leave him alone, dog. Well, I'm gonna level up before we get there.
Time to fight.
Losing your hair? Right, listen, I told you. Oh, fuck. I have to partially concentrate with this one. This person. A bit of a waste maybe on him. Don't need to waste that on him anymore. Well, how was your barbecue? Garuda. You didn't look like you were losing your hair, mate. Is this it? Oh, that's just a normal antelope. Yeah, I'm being lazy with the... What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to hit magic burst, hit magic burst, hit magic burst. But you can change it so the magic's a trigger button. But it's square and triangle. The attack and magic. It's supposed to do this. Like that. So like every fight. And mixing the you know, the abilities and stuff. It doesn't have... Oh, they're miles away. Let's not fight everything on the way. And where's Isabel? We've got to give her a star ruby. And Blacksmith Blues is a plus on, right? Come on. No, I'm waiting for him to do that. He's angry, Clive. Get over here. And other such references. I still use Garuda.
Well, it's certainly quiet.
Hang on.
If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place.
This will be a fight now. Look who it is, being used as a scarecrow.
I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal? Stay down.
Well, that was a bit of an anticlimax, wasn't it? I was expecting like a huge antelope, not like just a couple of them. And where's the fanfare?
No. Will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question. Which means we owe the lawsmen our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy. When did you get so big?
This is the most side questy of these. Side questy. We are gonna do some story. I can't do it, man. I can't move, you know, continue without doing the hunts and the side quests. It's just, you know. We'll find that blacksmith one, though. My fave head is now a 6 head. What? That's some kind of innuendo.
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
The St. Drake's Fang is gone. The whole mother crystal gone. What are we gonna do?
Back again, are you? Any more trouble and you'll be barred for life.
My reputation will be ruined. Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself
Like Harry
a mischief.
Maguire.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Well, everyone thinks...
Get out!
You know, everyone's
I paid
hard
for
on
these
themselves,
rooms so I
aren't they?
wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
Like more likable than they were on what would be disc 1 of this.
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not. No.
Doesn't matter what you look like, mate.
Though
You
some
just gotta walk around looking at
inquiries
things with
made
your
on
face.
his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them.
Be passionate about
Bandits'
things. Have
bed.
drama.
Every ill-gotten coin in
Overcome
Dalaran is set to
obstacles.
pass
Have it
through
out.
that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
Right, good. It's actually something to do. Go and get the bandit. I'm doing this one because it's a plus, which means it adds to your something or other. Probably no story in this one, to be fair, now. Well, I'll carry on till there is. We're even in the right part. No, we're not. We're not! It's the Sheriff of Rottingham. Or Nottingham, rather.
The finest
Clive.
fabric.
Take a sniff.
Richard
Now,
Armitage.
Dusan, I know you're keen, but
Oh, where did all the men go?
Made from the stoutest stoneware.
He's a noble man with an hard job. He's doing his duty.
No, I'm telling you, it's gone.
Right, this is getting silly now. Gets me every time, this bazaar.
Silver platters.
Light me
now,
in dark.
Dusan, I know you're
Yes,
keen.
they're quite cup.
Right.
Have pride of place.
I wasn't going to say anything, but it's missing something in it. This bit. It feels odd.
Company.
Time to fight.
Yeah, you can do that.
Got company! Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off! There's more! Nice try.
The innkeeper. This guy is. But I'm partial to a lunge, I have to say, at this. Wow, outrageous. Never hit me then. Male voice. Anyone seen a male voice choir anywhere? Oh, good.
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalamel.
Where? Is the person or the place? Oh, these people.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What shall I call you, my good man?
He's changed his tune.
Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right, speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow.
Yeah, the titles.
Brutal sort of.
The titles are always wrong.
Really.
Call this airship time. That was just like 5 minutes at the beginning.
Question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening
Look at him with
stone,
his one
then
belt.
10,000
He
more.
probably doesn't fit in round
But
here
it is
in
the
the world of Final
final
Fantasy. Oh no, he's
stone
got
which
two
lends
belts.
the blade
Two
its
belts.
legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture
Was
is
it
hardly
mithril?
equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
Are there many other collectors out there?
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield. And is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Ready?
He's an
We mustn't
overrated
dawdle.
poet who's into incest. Spends all his time lounging around in Italy.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we?
He's a streamer, Clive. He talks to himself. Return. Right, we've got two things to deliver the star. Right, where's Isabel and the star? Deliver the star to Isabel. That's not it. It'll be that. And then we're just about done with all the side quests.
There's talk that the glass gate
Can't get round that tent.
Did you hear? The gates to heaven.
I want to see you.
Oh, I forgot
do
Isabel,
that
of course.
sweet water and all
You remember
Lady,
Isabel, don't you,
I come bearing
Roddenite?
gifts.
Gifts? Whatever is the occasion.
Oh, I'm helping.
Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
Indeed, yes.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around.
An unnecessary
The man owes me
innuendo.
nothing, nor does the hideaway. My
No way to
contribution to
talk
the
business,
restoration effort
Isabel.
was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it.
World
For my
building
sake.
it is. World building.
And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive.
God, that was
I doubt anything could ever replace his
we're
son.
going with that take.
But
Oh,
you and the others at the hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
You say these things, and I say these things. We all say these things. Like,
how could you
this is
I doubt
not going
anyone
well.
did.
That's not going well.
Besides
Be thankful
Sid,
you're not a Final Fantasy
I've never
16
met a man
character.
more keen
Be
to bear his
thankful.
sorrows in
You had a
stoic
horrible
silence.
time.
An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that. Go will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
Right, it's all hideaway returning stuff now, and then it's on to see what happens. Apparently, well, we'll see. I do appreciate there's probably a lot of fannying about, but you know what you're gonna do. Can't not do the. You know, I've spared you the hunts.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Good.
All right,
Still
Mackenzie
alive, I
Crook.
see. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Ah, about that. I tried my best, but she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can do.
Oh, wonderful. I hope you have better luck than I did.
I'll tell you, got more.
Clive. Oh, this time Otto really will have my head. Assuming Lady Karen doesn't get me first. Don't be a stranger, eh?
Oh, why is this? No, whatever.
How are you doing? Anything catch your eye? Fancy a look at the list, do you?
It says it's ticked.
Oh, this time
What's
Otto
this?
really will have my head. Assuming Lady Karen doesn't get me first.
There's no. They're not even giving us completed quests now. No, you know. They were downsizing the completed quest screen of taking out the fanfare. Now they don't even have it at all. Set where this bomb is. Remember this: the croc Sambra Q. Payback. Well, maybe we can get these ones finished at least. I don't know what's going on with that payback one there.
Lady Karen, Goad tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot me hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the Hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another. And our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you? Fine. But I'm selling it.
Turned out nice again, eh,
You're getting
Karen?
the rest whether you like it or not. Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get
You
your eyes
slag,
behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square.
Right away.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died. 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to... oh, forget where. And having nothing better to do on the long nights, we sat up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that, on account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable, wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him, forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone.
Those cigarettes are worth more than your life.
He didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you.
He's gone after his daughter, who's in the woods, being a witch. Anne Taylor-Joy with her big eyes.
His note.
What does thou think of butter?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
References.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he?
The one with that.
Him or anyone. I'd only have told it to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather goat were at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
I must be getting... Oh, right. I must be getting cynical in my old age. I used to love all that stuff. In like... Oh, Sid's goblet. What does that do? Well, it's in the thing, isn't it? Well, not cynical's the wrong word. Just, I don't know. Ask about bomb sightings. Yes. Sam Breek.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Right, we've got Jill, haven't we? Should try and do the blacksmith. Not the blacksmith. The bloody...
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout. Now we know what you're after, I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
You can, aye.
Not good for the antelope.
Like in return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody know-it-all.
I was just on my way to see him.
crack the crystal too.
Right, this is what we want. The plus one.
Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about that sword then?
I did better than that.
A whetstone?
Yes. But not one you'll find anywhere in Valisthea.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the curse breakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with
An
a
hour and a
whetstone is
half
fine.
I've been in this
Now,
hideaway.
that's something to consider.
Alright, that's the
And
nature of the
what's
game.
finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valisthean steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy now. I'll make something much better.
I'm sure the curse breakers will be delighted. Just don't push yourself too hard.
Don't you worry about me, sunshine. I've been working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still be here when you're long gone. Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean it. I owe you one, August too. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
You'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it. You come and find me when you've got the materials.
All right. I will.
There we are. Won't be able to make it yet. Be surprised
What do you
if we
need?
can.
So, what'll it be?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Ah, Clive. Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. But one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Oh.
Fucking brilliant.
He's a friend.
What's his mother up to? What are those two empires doing? Can't have a go at the game for not being at the bit that I wanted it to be at, though. Be reasonable. Spoilt with the big mountain fight, the fight against the mountain and all that shenanigans. It does sound like Breathe by The Prodigy.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Yeah, the Bomb King. Weird science. I'm gonna bloody Google where it is. Not the thing itself, but where Subcraria or whatever the fuck. Because I can't remember. Sandbreak. That's it. It's in the Holy Capital. Of course it is. I should know that by now. It's the Vatican place. Where's that? It's over. No. Well, that's the desert bit. That's not it. That's Rosaria. That's not it either. It's this here. There's Sandbreak, I think. All this is Rosaria. No, that's Sandbreak. It says it on the map, you see. It says it. Yeah, I was complaining when I first started this, going, oh, it tells you everything, it tells you everything. And now the one thing it doesn't tell you completely destroys the croc. Excuse me. Yes, the map. The croc. No, that's not it. I bet it's Lost Wing. It's always bloody Lost Wing. See what Quentin's up to. See, we get to meet his 4 brothers.
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything...
I'll kill this bomb and then I might leave this one. And the next one's just going to have to be more story. There's no croc here. I might have been... I won't be there more this way, I think. Baywatch! Well, we don't want to be going there. There's the croc. Right, we're on. Actually, we know where we're going now. After 2 hours. Still necessary story things. World building. I don't need all that shenanigans. I like this tune. I don't say I like this tune, but I do. I specifically like, particularly like this one. I don't know why. Oh, it's alright, that's fine. Scorpion. Jumping out at me. We'll kill the bomb and we'll try Atlas and then leave it, because there's been a lot of side quests. That'll make the next one better. They start turning. That's him. You can still kill him with fire.
Look what we have here. Greetings, Your Majesty.
I'm being a bit shit, a bit distracted. Okay, serious now. Bit messy, but you know. Well, it's just, you know. Nothing to celebrate there.
Your reign is over. Now to collect the ash. I should... This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more. That should do it. If a wine needs more than this, he can fetch it himself.
Cleft. Very much all these side quests.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build? Yeah.
I wonder if the
Mid told me she
the
was
ash
building a
is
ship.
the thing that you make the Excalibur with.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Come to claim your just desserts? Come again. I may have more for you.
Longest one of these I've done, then is that the least things that have happened. It's the fucking stairs, isn't it?
All right there, Sid? How's that hunt for the bomb ash going?
I have it here.
That's the stuff. And plenty of it, too. Enough to keep the Olympic bubbling away for a good old while. You're a gent, Sid. Let nothing say otherwise. Right then. Let's get this contraption up and running.
Does it make swords? There we go. It's a hell of an alembic.
There we have it. The
Distillation
Telemon Alembic.
at its finest.
And it works just like the chief said it would.
Very impressive.
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder. Speaking of which, I still haven't returned the favor.
There's no need. The good it will do for the hideaway is reward enough.
Don't be silly. Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep your potions in. Reckon I could work some magic on that, huh?
What kind of magic?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the Alembic that I reckon will make even the toughest leather supple as anything. Thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. Save the hideaway a few gil. Ah, I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen it up enough for you to squeeze in a bottle or two more.
Well, it can't hurt to try, I suppose.
That's the spirit. Leave it with me. I'll only be a mo.
You got out else?
Well, what do you reckon?
It certainly feels more flexible.
Right? Told you.
Thank you. I think.
No. Thank you for supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavours. Without you, we'd never have been able to discover wonders like that stuff I rubbed on your back. And I'm telling you,
again,
there's plenty more where that came from.
She's long gone. Talking about foreheads and things, but needed that. Nothing to do with building a ship. This will have to be its own video. Its own video of side quests. Nice hat there. Where am I wanting to now? Of course. This feels like very much like before the end of the game doing things. It's the blacksmith I want. I'll get the Excalibur. Here we go. What on earth could I be talking about?
Clive. So, what'll it be? No scratches, right? Anything else?
I've got a few more things to pack before I leave. I'll meet you
Milk,
down
brilliant.
in Portland.
And what can I do for you? Going purse weighing you down?
I think I could find a buyer.